good, superstars? Back with another VV video. Today, you got Superstar Joe, you got Superstar Rob in the house. How is it going, Rob?
Pretty good. You?
Just shooting you with some magic dust because...
Some stardust.
Exactly. It is just energizing the room. We had some more success stories today. What are we talking about, guys? Become a superstar. Trust me, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button. If your luck has been bad on the drops, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and luck is going to turn. You're going to go to the bank and ask them to open a bank account, and you're going to get there, and there's already going to be like 10 grand in the bank account, just magically being there, just because you are a superstar. These are the things that happen every day, and people slide in DMs and tell us. That is one of the recent things that happened. Speaking of DMs, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, follow us, send us your videos, become famous, go to Starbucks. They're just going to know your order, give it to you for free. You don't even got to line up. That's what happens once they see that you posted a video or picture on our profile. And you can slide in the DMs on Twitter and let us know stories so we can talk about them in the intro like we just did. Fastos is up. I followed everybody yesterday. There's going to be another day where I go through the list again and follow everybody again. So make sure you're following us, 6909 Superstar Money. When MCP comes, and you're going to want to have those friends, go on our list and follow everybody else too. Just become friends with everybody, because if that happens and you need some kind of extra MCP points, it's probably the easiest way to do it. It's free. So try and do that. Rob's doing a great pose of Fastos.
33% of all Fastos at 9.9 million, according to one of our commenters. So
wow,
that really took off, eh?
Yeah. So I have Twitter up here quickly. Guys, yesterday we did a great draft video with Wen Supergirl, and it was about an hour long, but great OG human, nice person, and fun time having on the channel. So go check out that video if you haven't already. Perology let us know that it is National Donald Duck Day today. So if you don't have your Donalds, go get them in the store. And Superstar Gate is real, Rob.
It's real. It's real.
Is real. And I'm going to show you exactly why it is real.
I couldn't believe it when I saw
have
this.
to go to the source himself, Superstar Eric George. Let's look at how this progressed here. So he hit a secret rare. Then he hit two secret rares, and he writes Alien Gate, Superstar Gate. So shout out Johnny Dunn, Alien Gate, Superstar Gate, and he hit two secret rares, right? The fun didn't end there. He had hit 5 on the drop. Here is the next page, next post.
How is this even
on the drop?
Yo, how is this not fixed? I don't understand how this is even possible.
Not only that, Rob, your boy hit a secret rare on the drop.
Oh my. They were just handing them out like candy today, I guess.
They went through, they're like, superstars, here you go. Here are the secret. I'm trying to pull something up for you guys too as well.
Because that's incredible. The fact that he got 3, of course, I see him in the comments all the time, OG superstar there. I'm glad he got the Superstar Gate, but 3 secret rares consecutively. Like sometimes I think like, do they just bless certain people? And like today you're getting secret rares. Like just today, like there's like an assigned background probability for people that like, okay, today's your day. You're getting it. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's funny because there was a lot of naysayers that didn't believe in the Superstar Gate.
It's better now. It's true.
So Ash is like, oh yeah, here you go. Here's my purchases. Shows that he bought everything at $6.99. He ended up buying another one so he can have the 4 on the page to make it 4 secret rares. But
okay.
He's like, why would you buy another one if you got 3? And then he's like, he convinced this guy, and then here he shows his receipts. He shows the receipts.
Unbelievable. They didn't believe him.
The one that he paid $110 for, but here's the other 3. $6.99.
Yeah.
$6.99.
Hey.
$6.99.
Don't even try to call our boy out. He knows Superstar Gate is real. It's true. Subscribe.
It is. And that is not the only success story. We've been getting them all day. And it is crazy. It is crazy. So if you're not a superstar, guys, I know that we talk about it all the time, but guys, I'm not even joking. Also, by the way, backstory to my secret rare. I was in Johnny Dunn's chat talking to him, and he was talking about some fantasy football league that he has. And I said, Johnny, I got to get in that fantasy football league. And he said, if you hit a secret rare, you can come in the league. So I DM'd Johnny out there. Said, here you go, Johnny.
There you go.
Actually, I put it on our Twitter.
He probably went nuts. He's like, oh.
Oh, by the way, he didn't. So Zoash hit. I said he hit 5. 3 were secret rares. He hit a rare and an uncommon. He didn't even get a common.
At that point, you might as well just keep going. Like you got 3 secret rares. We have to lose now.
Yeah, and here's mine. So Hey, Johnny Dunn, if you know, you know, and I put a football because that was the whole joke of the chat. So I went for 5. There's my 4 and 1.
Nice.
But no, that was a great time, guys. You are here because you see a very intriguing title, something that we like to point out a lot about how the market may not always be in your favor. Rob, why don't you get it started here, and then I'll pull up some proof.
Start pulling it up. I want to set this up here because there's been a number of times now coming up to today, because a lot of people are talking about MTL, the hope that it can come at the end of Q2. Some people already do have cash out in a beta version, and now obviously a global rollout is required. We made a video a long time ago discussing the off-app gem market and how it was a plague. And at the time, prices were extremely high, and the understanding was that VEVE is growing. So a lot of time has now gone by, and there's been a ton of questions popping up recently on our comment sections. We did a live and it came up. And just people are just discussing what's going to happen really when MTL comes, because we've been tracking gems in app, pun and cheeks. We said it's pretty steady. I don't know if you want to bring that up now, Joe.
Okay.
It shows that it's pretty steady, and we've kind of concluded that if the gems in app is not really changing and people keep buying new gems to go for drops, then all the gems on the side right now, a good majority of them might be for just straight up arbitrage, which means you buy them at 0.5, you MTL them at 0.9, you pocket the difference. So people were saying, well, maybe it's already priced into the market and maybe MTL won't be that bad. And we're going to try to answer that question right now.
So we previously did a video. All your VEVE collectibles are going to 0. We backed it up with some kind of Excel sheet. We went through it and we had like way more than this. I'm just showing 5 buyers here, kind of sped it up a little bit. But that one had like 100 buys, just to explain, like, even if you do minuscule losses, how it adds up and eventually it goes to 0. So here we're showing 5 buyers just to give you a little bit of a macro look. But I'm going to go through what we showed last time, and then I'm going to kind of bring the spin on how MTL will affect this. And when we say MTL will affect this, we are talking near term, prior to everything being rolling out with MTL being fully adapted.
Transition phase.
This is the transition period that we think that you're going to see this happen. So we don't think instantly MTL comes out, everything's going to 100,000. We think that this transition period is going to cause a major squeeze. And this is our proof, our mathematical explanation, as we like to call it. So buyer number 1, you see here, buys gems off app at 50% and pays $50, gets 100 gems.
Yeah, that's
sells his collectible.
That's us.
Sells a collectible for 80 gems. It went down. Today's market, very easy to see that happen. Sells a collectible for 80 gems after his fees, takes in 73.2 gems. So on paper, from his gem total, he loses 26.8 gems.
Oh, no.
But the loss from fiat is not a loss. It's actually a gain of 23.20 over the 50 that he put in. So this is basically without the 90%. This is just assuming that you're able to get 100% of your money. If it was 90%, it'd still be a positive sign. We'll see that as we go. So anyways, if we continue down, you'll see that as we go, basically every single paper transaction is a loss, and every single paper from fiat is a gain. So if you're able to sell it 100%, you would be making money, but you can't, right? You can't sell it 100% right now. So this column doesn't exist. And right now it's basically just allowing everything to go down because you have to work with less and less gems. That's why
paper hands, right? Those paper hands.
Exactly. So the paper hands are just causing it to be red. Now we bring in the comparison chart on the right here, and we give a shout out to our good buddy Kobe Collects, who does happen to sell gems. But this would be as if you were selling your gems to Kobe to get into cash. So buyer number 1, we know that you have 73.2 gems after you're done selling. So now you're spooked. You're like, you know what? I put in $50, I got 100 gems, and I lost basically 26%. I don't want to be here anymore. How can I get out? You go to Kobe. Kobe, how can I get out? He's like, I'll buy your gems at 50% because I got to make some money. I got to sell them for a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
So Kobe offers to buy you out for 50%. If you take that deal and you subtract your initial investment, you will be out $13. So you'll get back like 30 something.
Right.
If we continue down the line for each buyer, you're going to see that if you take Kobe's deal to get out right now, because this is your only option before MTL to sell at around 50%. People aren't buying for much more than that unless there's a big drop.
Yeah.
You're losing money each time.
Yep.
Now that means that maybe it's not so lucrative to sell your gems off app. You don't want to get rid of your own gems. And this is talking about community active users getting their gems off app. There's people who, when there was bots, especially, there was a lot of gems around. So this is that, and that's also when we brought up that store, when we brought up your collectibles are going to zero, there was bots around who were very good at skimming the top and making gems and being able to sell them at low rates. Now we don't have that. So it's the people in the community who would have to sell off app. And you'll notice it's a little harder to get gems off app if people are trying because there's less bots now, right?
Yeah.
So now we get fiat, and that same stack of 73.2 gems, you want to sell it off through VEVE, legit. So you paid 50% before MTL. Now you got the option, sell it at 0.9. You bought a collectible, it didn't work out, you sold it, now you have 73 gems. If you went through VEVE to get your gems out, I'm sure there's a lot of people with sour taste in their mouth right now that just want to wait for MTL, get their money out, and leave.
That's right.
If they do it now, they're in profit still from their initial investment.
Well, that's we think is currently happening because there's the gems in app are just steady.
Perfect segue.
I think that the gems in app are so steady because there's a lot of people in the situation right now where they're just waiting for MTL. You can see, look how steady it's been. Like the only thing that sucks out are the people holding for MTL. You give them a nice shiny drop, then they dedicate those gems to that nice shiny drop. But wow, it's just holding steady. I really think at this point that gems in app, people just have them on the side. They're going, maybe they're going for drops, maybe not. But I think for the most part, they're just buying time for MTL.
And we did mention that we think that a big chunk of this is for the arbitrage. So if you do take that out, it won't really affect the market because they're already ready to go. Like people bought in at 50, they're like, I'm selling at 90 when it comes. That's on the side. But there are people who have bought into collectibles, like the example we're showing. They lost, and they're going to try and get out now.
And make money, make real fiat money because they got cheap gems to start.
Exactly. These numbers might be somebody who lost more than, like we're showing about 20% loss here. Maybe somebody lost 50%. They're still, or 60%. And if they cash out, they might be breaking even. That might be happening. But now the whole point of this is there's incentive to sell your gems for fiat. And when you do that, you're taking more gems out of the ecosystem and making there less gems to spend on everything else. That's right. So that's going to decrease your buying power. We're going to get to that. Now, I wanted to show some examples as well. You see the gem rates here, right? This is basically off-app gem rates. And what we are predicting is as MTL comes out, you are going to see a lot of people trying to arbitrage their gems. You're going to see people who had them bought them at 50%. So they paid $25,000 because VEVE is allowing you to cash out $50,000 at a time.
Up to 50. Is it
once a month or
a month? It's a month. Okay.
Something like that. Well, let's assume it's once a month.
Yeah, I think it could have been a week, but whatever. Let's go to a month.
So if you paid $25,000 for 50,000 gems and you didn't do anything, you want to cash it out. You just said, I'm on arbitrage. Here's my 25,000. Give me my 50,000 gems. MTL comes. You sell it through VEVE at 90%. You get back 45,000. You net 20,000 profit. That's 40% return.
Huge.
In the month.
Huge.
In the month. So if you were to multiply that by 12 months, you're making 240,000 using the same 25,000 because you get the money back, you put it back in. You do the same thing. You would only have to save the 25,000 once, and you're going to make 960% in 1 year.
Crazy.
If gem rates stay at 50%, which they will not, because people like 960% returns, but people also like 342% returns, and they also like all these other returns that you see below.
It won't stay that lucrative for long. More and more people will start jumping ship, and eventually they'll get competitive, and it'll converge to something a lot more reasonable.
This is where we will see the turn in the market and start to go up, but this will take some time for all of the dilution to happen. Anybody who bought in at these cheap rates, that bought in bulk, I'm sure there's people who did it. They know once the MTL comes, especially people close to the team, maybe they bought in, who knows? They know when it's coming. It's a little bit easier to do that. Not as many regulations with this, but 0.7 rate, it costs you 35,000 now. That's okay. But you sell at 0.9, you're making 10 grand. In 12 months, that's 120,000, and you're making basically on your 35,000, you're making 340%. So that's still too lucrative. I think the gem rates will go higher than that. I think the gem rates are going to settle somewhere here. Maybe because if you're selling on VEVE, you can sell at 90. if someone were to sell you at 0.89 and you were to put in 50,000, not buy anything, you're making 500 a month, 6,000. So maybe this is where it becomes less lucrative. Maybe you have a better shot.
Yeah, and I want to clarify. Just kind of quickly Google it right now. It's 50,000 a week every 7 days. So
really?
and they say you should get it 7 to 14 days after. It doesn't make any difference.
Still churn 25,000 if you had the money.
This is gonna turn into a huge invest. I mean, it already is an investment app. It's gonna be even more of an investment app. It's gonna be an arbitrage app.
And this is one reason why it's taken so long for MTL. I think this has got to be it. This has got to be people just like drooling. They don't even want the collectibles. This is not a collector's app. This is an investor's app.
Yeah.
Once MTL comes,
I mean, 100% it is. I mean, an investment is trying to profit on your money. Like this is the definition of an investment, right? So arbitrage will be probably a huge thing to start. More and more people will capitalize on it. Now, let's tie this back, though, to the original. I really want to talk about buying power because I think in that transitionary period, another thing that will cause some issues in terms of the value of a gem is right now, how do you value a gem? We know that people are not paying $1 USD for gems. They're paying less. There was a time where you paid more and it would hurt your buying power, right? If you're paying full price for gems, your buying power is less than someone paying half price for gems. The person who paid half price for gems is now capable of buying more and actually sustaining higher floors. So the example we use is Todd at $2,500. Well, I could put in $1,250 and get him for $2,500. But after MTL starts, now I got to spend $2,000 to get him for $2,500.
That's assuming a 0.8 buy rate, which it could be even higher. We just put it there because of what we showed above here, where it was 0.8 was somewhere in here.
Yeah, I think that people will still buy off app because it will be cheaper, but you essentially will kill the off app market in a sense because there's a lot of people who don't want to get scammed. They don't want to be involved dealing with strangers. They'll just buy them the clean. Maybe they'll pay 1.05 with the web app versus paying 0.85. They might decide just to spend the extra as insurance so they don't get scammed. But the point is that you're going to have a market-wide reduction in buying power because gems will now get more expensive, and therefore the higher floors will no longer be able to be sustained. And as well, you now are going to have the gems and app being sucked out because now people can actually tangibly cash out. They're going to suck out the gems and app, all the gems that were forced to be in there that maybe you got tempted with the drop to put in. Now you can pull it out, and we're going to go through that transitionary period. So for those who are hoping that maybe MTL won't have that much pain, I think at first it will be what people initially anticipated. There will be some major selling pressures on the market, and then eventually we'll meet this new equilibrium and hopefully steadiness. And then as the new users come in to this new equilibrium, the dust settles, then they can bring in the new money to help push those floors back up. But I think to answer that question, in our opinion, based on what we just presented to you with the data, between buying power and the gems and app being pulled out because people could still make money with the 0.9 on buying and selling collectibles if they paid a cheaper price, I think ultimately you're going to see the combination of those two leading to lower floors.
Yeah, and let's not lie here. There could be things that cause this to be accelerated. We do expect, like we showed, the gem rates to go up because there's so much lucrative money to be made. So if the gem rates go up, like you said, less people buy off app, more people buy on app. That helps to keep the gems in the app because if I bought a Todd for 1-to-1, when it goes down, I'm losing real money now. I'm not going to be so tempted to sell off app to get my money back and to try and make it back. There's that gambling aspect, right?
Yeah.
So
I think for sure, I think people are going to hold their collectibles more. I think,
exactly.
Like you were saying, right? Like if people right now, you're going to flip out because you know that when MTL comes, you're going to be able to still have a real profit when you go to fiat. Yeah. However, once you start paying more for gems, if you do decide to enter into a collectible and purchase a collectible, it won't be as forgiving anymore to sell out. Yeah. So you might have more and more people holding as time goes on, shrinking the supply, and then as the new users come in and want to buy, pushing them back up.
That's exactly it. So
right?
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say though, like we just don't know where that happy medium is gonna be, and then it's gonna be a constant dynamic nature. We still got a long way to go, and MTL's still not here.
Yeah. Okay. So now the other thing is, if they bring out something big, if they bring out Pokemon with MTL, and you just get a saturation of people, millions of people coming into the app because they want to buy the next Pokemon thing, the biggest collectibles in the world, that will outdo everything we just showed you.
I think
because
so.
You're going to have people who don't know about off-app gem purchases coming in, buying real gems because they hear VEVE. Okay, I got to buy gems through VEVE. That will negate things.
They'll buy Pokemon and then they'll branch out and try to buy the other stuff that they also like.
So that will help to like negate this fall off for sure if that comes with MTL or close to it. So don't let that trick you. Also, long term, I still think that you're going to see that turn and you're going to see that uptick because, like we said, it's going to trend towards more people buying on app than off app, which is what we've been saying for months here. Is that's what VEVE needs to do: get more people buying on app, and it's just a matter of how long it will take for the off app gem rates to go up to a point where it's not worth it anymore for people to risk that much money. So basically, you might be even seeing like 0.895 as rates. Like people might be going like the 3 decimal places.
It's easy money. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it gets really high eventually. It's gonna take a little bit of time now. The community is still very small, so it's still gonna operate incredibly inefficient. I don't think there's gonna be that many people doing it. There's a risk of getting scammed, so it's a balance of the two. Yeah. But I'd be curious to know, like, so these are our thoughts on MTL. We think we answered the question. We think this is what's going to happen when MTL does come. It's pretty much consistent with the initial understanding of MTL. So nothing's really changed from the previous, if you ask somebody 6 months ago what will happen when MTL comes, this is probably what they would have said. But let us know below what you guys think. Do you think that when MTL comes, do you agree with us that you're going to see another level of that selling pressure? Or do you think that maybe it won't be so bad? Because we had a bunch of comments of people saying that maybe it won't be that bad because people who've wanted to sell, they've already sold out. They've already gone and sold out half price. But we don't know that for sure. So let us know below what you think. And of course, don't forget, become a superstar because we want to see you on the next one. Join the Superstar fam. Love to hear from you. Let us know below whether you agree with us or not. We don't mind. We'll have that discussion. If we like your comments, sometimes we bring it up on the video and we'll talk about it. And we hope to see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye.